What is the true cost of fashion, and how does this affect you and the people around you? Labor conditions of the country, environmental and labor policies of the brand, and how the materials are made or harvested all go into the process of making your clothes cheaper. Here we have our $20 t-shirt, made in China, 50% cotton and 50% polyester, made by Nike. We are going to look at the human and environmental cost of producing this t-shirt. Also, how this t-shirt is made. I am going to cover how factories in China are treating their workers. This is China. China is a very large country that has 1.371 billion people in it. But did you know 36% of the population live on less than $2 a day? Crazy, right? Workers in factories have 10 to 12-hour shifts. Sometimes it can be as long as 16 to 18-hour shifts. Some workers will frequently work 7 days a week. There is a high demand for hard and long, extensive work for little pay. Because of their status, migrant workers get no state benefits. But temp workers get treated the worst because their temporary contracts are constantly being renewed so the company can dodge the legal responsibilities of having a full-time employee. For example, not having to provide health insurance. Wages in China are very low. Workers earn $297 a month, but the living wage in China is $511 a month. There are no medical clinics at factories for the sick and injured to go. Eye strain, exhaustion, debilitating injuries will occur due to poor ergonomics. In many factories, workers don't have access to clean water. Oftentimes, illnesses and injuries are left untreated, and if employees take time off for recovery, they may experience cuts in their wages or even get fired. Workers live in these 12-foot square rooms in dorm-style buildings that fit 2 to 3 people. To live in that costs the workers $11 a month, or they can pay rent-free in the same type of room, but with up to 4 other people living with them. Sometimes food is provided, but it costs. But it's not like the food you see here. Otherwise, factories will not provide food, but they will give their workers a stipend towards food. Now let's see how we might be able to make the working conditions better. There is an organization called War on Want, which is currently working with worker empowerment and students and scholars against corporate misbehavior, SACOM, to empower migrant workers and improve working conditions in the Guangdong province. Established in 2003, Worker Empowerment is a labor organization that seeks to empower Chinese migrant workers to defend their rights by raising worker awareness of their entitlements and equipping them with the skills and knowledge to challenge abuses committed by employers. All in all, working conditions in the global fashion industry are really tough, and the employees do not have the normal working rights set by the laws. It's very important to support these people so that they can make a living wage. For this reason, customers should consider if buying cheap clothes is worth factory employees working under strenuous conditions and facing poverty.
Nike, one of the biggest sports companies in the world, partnerships with the biggest athletes, sports teams, and any sports player really. Have you ever thought who makes my clothes? No, not Nike, but the individual or multiple workers. Well, I'm going to show you the reality most workers face and Nike's environmental impacts. What does Nike claim they're doing? Nike's public labor policies state that employees must be at least 16 years of age or older and their workplace is clean and healthy. Nike has also claimed a strict rule that work doesn't exceed 60 hours in a week and employees are treated with respect. Sounds perfect, right? Who wouldn't want to work for Nike? Well, thousands don't. Workers claim years of torturous conditions, 2 months of no pay, paid bribes, and factory temperatures of 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and restrictions on bathroom breaks, as well as a worker claims approximately 700 workers faint annually every year from dehydration and overworking. Watchdog groups have previously tried to enter a Nike-owned factory in Vietnam, but denied after a worker strike. How does Nike's environmental policies hold up? Nike's public environmental policies state that they've improved water efficiency by 23% and an energy use reduction of 26%, and they have saved approximately 20 million liters of water by using a special fabric dyeing technique. As well as by 2025, Nike hopes to be using 100% renewable energy. Do their environmental policies hold up? Nike has also stated, with confirmation from Oregon Live, that they want to cut their knit factories by 24% to reduce greenhouse gases, as well as deny contracts from factories in places like Myanmar and Bangladesh to protect labor. There is a possible future for renewable and fairly policy Nike. What can you do? Start by petitioning for a national minimum wage and other various topics. When enough people agree on something and push for change, it is possible. Shop at thrift stores or any retailers that sell previous used clothing to both help the environment and stop the production of a possibly slave-made garment. Lastly, simply just don't shop Nike or any brand you find troubling. Money is everything. If enough people, including yourself, stop funding a brand, the brand will sooner or later have nowhere to turn to.
Materials: cotton and polyester. How cotton is made. Cotton comes from its own plant, so that means cotton is made in a lot of places, so there's no real spot to say where it comes from. Cotton needs a constant temperature of 18 to 30 degrees Celsius, and it also needs well-drained soil. How polyester is made. Polyester is made up of coal, water, air, and petroleum. It is the chemical reaction between acid and alcohol. Polyester, same as cotton, is made almost everywhere, so there's no real spot to say where it comes from. Human and environmental cost. Polyester uses low water use, but the energy use is higher. And almost everything is recycled, even the chemicals and fiber. And yes, even the fiber are still in perfect condition after they've been recycled. Cotton. Cotton, however, is the opposite of polyester. Cotton takes low energy use, but up to 1,400 to 3,400 gallons of water just to make 1 or 2 t-shirts. Also, cotton takes 2/3 of acres harvest is discard. Call to action. Cotton is not recyclable, so if you are done using it, donate it to a charity or pass it on, or give it to someone that needs it. Don't just throw it away.